To kind of finish up on these easy to make lawn sculptures, here's a few notes that may be helpful. I went ahead and did some more of these. And as you can see, these are all variations on a theme, using circles and parts of circles. If I was going to do another set of these, I think I would like to work with geometric patterns rather than just the circles. I think I could do something interesting with geometrics. If you remember in one of the videos, I was having a hard time getting the two ends of the copper tubing to match up. All the while, knowing there was an easier way, but I just couldn't think of it. First, I'll start out by getting the ends roughly lined up. Then, using a short section of rod. Now this rod is the same diameter as the inside diameter of the copper tubing. Slip that rod in, and then snap it shut. Now I can barely see where they went together. Just a perfect fit. In this piece, there's lots of separate braces. And I know, when I turn this piece over, I'm going to find a few sharp edges. I can find these by lightly running my fingers across the back of this piece. Now I could smooth out any sharp edges with this tube sander, or this carbide bit on the die grinder, or even a file. Actually, this file is a little large for this job. But if you have a small file, that would work. But what I actually do is to go around and find these sharp edges and mark them with a piece of soapstone. Now this is what works best for me. I braze over the sharp edges, heating the copper wire up until I can see the bronze begin to melt, and then adding just a dab of bronze over the sharp edge, smoothing out the bronze that is already there, and adding just a bit more. Now down here, this is going to take just a bit longer because I have to heat up the copper tube. Once I feel that it is hot enough to accept the bronze, I can braze over that sharp edge. I still may have to smooth the braze out. And I do have to be sure that I don't get the other side too hot, or I will melt that braze or the bronzing on the other side. And that's exactly what I just did. So I'll have to come over to the other side and smooth that braze out. But overall, I prefer doing it this way rather than using the tube sander or the carbide bit on the die grinder. And I definitely prefer it over using a file. For the pieces that I've done, I have left them all unfinished. But if you do want to clean them up, especially those pieces that have the S shape that extend out from the rest of the copper wire, I'd suggest not using the wire brush on the motor. Those pieces that extend out from the sculpture can get caught in the brush, and your piece will go flying across your shop. And that'll just ruin all your hard work. If you do want to clean your work up, either a small wire brush like this, or a wire brush on a die grinder. These are your best options, and also the safest. If you're selling your work, or giving it to a close friend or a family member, people like to have work that is signed. On this piece, it's hard to find a place to put your signature, so this is my alternative. You can engrave your name on a piece of copper, either using a battery-operated engraver, like the one on the right, or the one that I'm using, which is electric. And I think I paid about $20 for each of these engravers. As you can see, I've made a little copper tag, engraved it, and attached it to the sculpture with a copper wire circle. Doing these pieces has given me lots of new ideas for simple, easy to make lawn and garden sculptures.